Good morning! Hi guys. By guys I mean Oob. Hello Oob. And lurkers, I guess. We have people lurking. How are you guys doing on this fine Tuesday morning? We are knocking out some modeling today for this game. I would like to show it off to you, but I'm pretty sure I have compile errors, and I don't know why. Oh, you know what? I know why. I probably need to rebuild from Visual Studio. Should we do that real quick? Yeah, why not, huh? Drink a Red Bull. I feel like I can pass out at any moment. Or just pass out. Passing out sounds nice. I'm actually really tired as well. I was up pretty late. And then I woke up this morning and alright, I woke up like 3 or 4 times in the middle of the night actually. I had really bad acid reflux last night. I haven't been eating the best. It's the holidays, there's lots of good food. So, you're not tired? Uh-oh. Why do you feel like you're gonna pass out? What's wrong? Also, what's up, Paxian? How are you? We're not working on the MMO today, unfortunately. It's kind of on hold right now while I knock out some client work, and then we also have to get a Swords of Magic update out, which is actually gonna mostly consist of turning off features more than turning them on. But just feel horrible right now. Oh no, what's wrong, Oob? I don't know if I can consume a Red Bull. Yeah, I wouldn't touch a Red Bull if you don't already feel good. I'm not sure I would touch a Red Bull anyway. I haven't had a Red Bull since, I don't know, it's probably been several years now. Caffeine doesn't even do anything? Caffeine doesn't affect you? Was recently sick and it was bad COVID. Ugh. Knock on wood. I'm leaving in like 6 days. 5 days? 6 days? I don't know, somewhere there. To go visit family in Wyoming. And the last time I was there, I got COVID. Which is wild because like we live in like just south of Seattle. And there's a lot of people here, right? Like we run into people all the time, and we were like grocery shopping and all kinds of stuff, and it had no issues. And then like we leave for Wyoming, which is like, you know, desolate. There's like no one there. We get there, and like the second week I'm there, I get COVID, and I'm like, how is this possible? Like I even wore masks there. I think I'm pretty sure we brought masks and we wore them everywhere. So like I don't even know how I got COVID there, but. Anyway, this wants me to update. I'm not updating Visual Studio build. It was your family's fault they had it and they still came. Oof. Yeah, we were there for 2 weeks. The second week I pretty much spent laying on the couch being super sick. So I have been vaccinated though, so I didn't get it nearly as bad as like my mom, who refused to get vaccinated. So but she got it really, really bad. Like she got it so bad that she called me like every other day when she had it, and like pretty much told me that she loved me just in case she didn't call me back. And I'm like, okay, why don't you go to the hospital? And she's like, they're all full. But that was like when it was like crazy bad, and I'm like, why didn't you just get vaccinated? But yeah, she's okay. She made it through. Got my hearing aids. They're cool, but seem pointless for the computer. Well, yeah, for the computer they're gonna be pointless. They're gonna be useful. Well, I guess. Wait, when you like when you normally use them so you can focus, right? Like to block things out. You just like you have like white noise just to like focus on things. Hey, what's up, A-Night? Mask doesn't protect you as much as to stop you from passing out. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, and I know that. Yeah, bill completed, and I agree. Yeah, that's probably why I got it in Wyoming, because a lot of people in Wyoming don't believe in masks, including my mom, who also got COVID. Okay, we built. Let's open the project now and see if we're still getting errors. Oh no, I did that stupid, slightly slower than usual. There we go, it worked. That's slower than usual, like double clicks. You're like, shoot, did that work or not? And with Unreal, that's the worst because you have to wait like an extra 5 minutes if you double click it again. I got them not for amplifying sound, but for attempting to drown out high frequency sounds I can't stand. Got it. And man, I got so annoyed by the process because I couldn't tell if it was for old people. Because I could tell it was for old people. Oh yeah. I see what you mean. Yeah, that's kind of funny. So like what do you mean though by like the process? Like the way they treat you, or like paperwork, or is it like an online process? Okay, let's see if we can press play. Actually, before we do that, I want to show you. So we have we modeled a wagon. I think no, we did do that on stream. I think I did that before stream. We have a table and a chair. We've got a building. This is all modular, by the way, so we can build all kinds of different pieces out of it. So I'll just like come off and snap. The door doesn't open or that yet, but it could. Like it's set up to be opened. I mean, it's gonna like swing weird right now, but oh, actually the pivot point's weird too. I didn't think about that. I'll have to look into that. Oh, whatever. Probably fix the pivot. And then there's an interior, and there's like a little fireplace. The interior is not perfect. Like we have this issue here. We have a little bit of you can see the seams there. This house is kind of like overly complex though. I wanted to see how complex I could get it. This is a little too complex for what we should be doing, I guess. Like really, if I want to build this, I need these two pieces, specifically this piece, I guess, to be like angled this way. And I don't want to do that right now. Not really worth it. Sorry about the eye adaptation. I hate that so much in games, but I can't change it. It's not my game. Anyway, so anyway, built a modular building. We've got a bunch of props, including an axe and a gun and everything, which I don't know how we're gonna be able to hold the gun, but that's, I don't know, beyond my responsibilities, my scope, I guess. Anyway, and then he is also totally animated and rigged and everything. I'm still getting errors. I don't know what's going on with that. It's Morka's not getting on his end, so I don't know why I'm getting them. But I mean, I built. You guys watched me build, so I don't know. Maybe I needed to regenerate Visual Studio files or something. I don't know. I'll do that real quick. Anyway, but we also have animals now, or one of them. Oh, those are anims. I'm blind. Characters, animals, ox. Let's grab our animations. We've got this guy. Oop, sorry, laggy. He's got a bunch of animations. We'll probably just be using like the running and idle ones. There should be like a trot forward and a walk forward. There we go, and we can just simulate, I guess. It's not my project. I can't change the adaptation because it's not mine. So we have a walk, little trot here. There's a little bit of like jank to these. They're retargeted from another animation pack. These three look pretty good. I think the trot's got some weird sliding going on with his feet, but like it's probably fine. It's a friend slot game. There's a certain amount of jank that's allowed. You can definitely see it like in this animation. See how like this foot just kind of like floats? Both these ones kind of do, but they're like slowly like pressing. But like the animation that I'm actually, do I have it open? Yeah. So I'll show you what's going on with this. It's really annoying. It's really not worth it to keep playing with now, I don't think. So let's go to that dance animation. And you can see this is the original bull, and the animations are perfectly clean. These feet don't move at all. These ones like stick to the ground perfectly, even though his arms or his legs are still moving, right? But then you look at this one, and you can see this weird like pressing, where he like his feet hit the ground and then they press more, like, and he's like floating. Like, it's totally different. And I know it's subtle, but I notice it and it drives me nuts. And I don't know why that's happening. It's weighted properly. Like, I triple checked the weight, so like the toes are weighted to the toes, whatever. And like the chain is all proper. It's all set up correctly. Like, I literally set up everything. And this rig is stupid because it comes with, it's got this root bone and then a cow bone, and then we have pelvis. I don't know why this guy added an extra cow bone in here, but whatever. It works, and legs ain't flying. Yeah, it looks fine, I think, for now. The death one is definitely the worst. Hold on. What was wrong with the death one? Because he sinks into the ground? It's fine. He's also probably not going to play the death animation. I mean, they can die, but they're probably not... Oh, there's a little bit of, like... Look with his hip. It's all weird. That's just because I have... It's a really stylized model. It's very different than, like, a regular cow. Or ox, I guess. Which, by the way, I had no idea. I thought oxes were totally different animals than cows. I had no idea. Not the case. So a cow is a female bovine, I guess. Then there's a bull, which is a male bovine. Then there's a steer, which is a male castrated bovine. And then you have an ox, which is a male castrated bovine that's been trained for work. Now ask me why they have all these different names for the same animal. Go ahead, ask me. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't understand why they need so many different names for the same animal. Why can't it just be a male, like, why can't it just be a cow? And then you have a male cow and a female cow. I don't get it. You as well with the friend slop games. Oh, are you watching Worka? Or who are you watching? Who else is making friend slop games? Everyone is probably right now, right? I assume, because it's a super popular genre. It's making a ton of money right now. Unfortunately, this one's not my friend slop game. I kind of wish it was, because I'm making a lot less money than this game will probably make when it launches, I'm assuming. But that's okay. That's okay, because I like working with Worka, and they have big plans for their future for their studio in the future, and hopefully this game just does like exceptionally well for them, and they can make a bunch of money, and then they'll want to hire an artist full time, and they can, you know, maybe I'm at the top of the list, you know, maybe I'm on the list at all. Play friend slop games, although that RV with friends slop game was pretty cool. Yeah, so this game is essentially RV There Yet meets Oregon Trail. That's basically what we're making. Crimson, he's making one too? What? Last I saw, he was making like a first person like mage looking like game, zombie mage game or something. I don't know. Yeah, so I bought and played RV There Yet the other day because I wanted to like a better idea of like how they put everything together, especially art wise. And I played it for like 45 minutes. Super fun. I played solo. Unfortunately, it would be way more fun with friends. Guarantee way more fun with friends. But I played for like 45 minutes, but I got super sick to my stomach. And I'm pretty sure it was motion sickness. It could have been something I ate. I don't know. But I got like really sick to my stomach, so I closed it up and went to bed, and I just did not feel good. I went to bed like super early, like 2 hours earlier than I normally would. And yeah, I just didn't feel good at all, and I couldn't figure it out. So I'm pretty sure it's motion sickness, which is why like I told Worka, I was like, I really hope we do this in third person, because I know a lot of people who get motion sickness from games, like a lot. And I feel like third person, you're not going to have that problem at all. And somehow I had that problem in RV There Yet, and I don't know why. I don't know what caused it. I don't know if it was like the driving in first person, because like I don't know, I can't think of any other. I mean, like I played a bunch of driving games. Like I played I can't think what it's called. I keep thinking Fast and Furious. That's definitely not the driving game I'm thinking of. Need for Speed, like one of the semi recent Need for Speeds I bought. It was like $3 on sale or something like that, and I bought it. I put like 10-15 hours into it. I really like driving. I like racing games. It's been a while since I played them, but still, I played a good chunk of that, and I did not get sick at all. So I don't understand what the cause was. I don't know if it was just like getting in and out of the vehicle or what, but making a train friend slop game now has been for a while. Really, I guess I haven't caught his stream in a few weeks. I've been a little busy. Anyway, not all of them are making a lot of money. A lot of them are missing the mark. Yeah, that's true. But also, your Twitch title's the same. My Twitch title's the same as what? Hold on. Ah, thank you. I meant to change it. I forgot. Cool. Anyway, but yeah, I have a bunch of characters to make still. Let me actually, 1 second. Let me pull it up. I have a list. I'm just gonna pull it up and make sure I don't show anything I don't want to show, I guess. Well, that's not what I want. There we go. There we go. So I have a bunch of this stuff is finished. Okay, well, yeah, a chunk of it is, I guess. Most of it isn't. So we need to knock out. I want to knock out the rest of the static meshes today. Ideally, if we could, I'm gonna try. There's some stuff that is gonna take a little more work, like the tents are probably. I mean, maybe not. He wants like a large and a small one, and I figure we should probably do like an indigenous tent too, like a Native American, like a teepee. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, okay, and then we have the ox done now. We have a bear, a deer. I don't know if we're gonna get time for a squirrel right now. A snake would be good, and a buffalo, ideally as well. But yeah, I'll probably use the base for the ox for the buffalo. Well, like I don't know, like I played like thousands of hours of like Overwatch in first person and never had any issues. And there's a lot more movement in Overwatch. So I don't know, I don't think it's a first person thing. I played lots of first person games. I've never had an issue with first person games. Even like Minecraft, like I can play Minecraft pretty much as long as I want. And I don't know what it was about RV there yet. It got me sick. And maybe it was just like driving the RV like around corners and stuff. Because you are going around like steep corners or like tight corners and like steep hills and stuff, and you can't really see where you're going because the RV kind of like blocks a lot of your view. So it might have just been that. But all I know is that if that is like the kind of game we're making for this one, I really hope we do third person, even though it's going to remove some of the challenge. And we might switch back to first person. I don't know. I know Warka's goal is like whatever we choose, we're going to stick to it, which is understandable. We're not going to make it toggleable. But I don't know, for my wife's sake, like she would love this game. I know she would love this game the way we're like building it. But she won't be able to play in first person. Well, I don't know. She might be able to as long as she's not the one like driving. That might be okay. We'll have to see. If you had Overwatch, then you don't have an excuse then. Maybe you got sick on that day. It might have been that. I don't know. It could have been the blocking the view. It could have been I could have just got sick. It could have been something I ate. I mean, I went to sleep and I was fine. I woke up the next day just perfectly fine. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try it again sometime. Um, hopefully with a friend. Maybe I'll get my little brother to play with me. He's been trying to get me to play Peak for a while. He bought Peak and then we never played it. Anyway, all right. So we're not gonna touch any of this stuff today because I'm gonna sculpt that. And the aux took me like a full day on my iPad, but I was also kind of just getting used to the process. I bought a new app called Cozy Blanket, which is the dumbest name I think. I mean, like it's a fine name, I guess, but it's just a weird name for an app, I guess, for like software app. But it's amazing. It's a really good app, like 5 stars all around from me. It's a Reachpology app, and it makes Reachpologizing so easy, like so easy. Like I've never had such an easy time doing a Reachpology. In fact, I like almost enjoy it. It's very like Zen. So I Reachpologize the character and the aux in that, and I really like it. And I spent $20 on it, and I'm probably gonna spend another 70 and buy like the premium like pro version, which is like a $90 purchase, because it just I don't know. It's for iPad. You use your Apple Pencil, I assume. I don't know if you can use your finger. I wouldn't if you have an Apple Pencil. Anyway, and you literally just draw the squares where you want to like Reachpologize, and then like so. I don't know if I can explain this, and I can't. I don't think I can show it on stream in a meaningful way anyway. But if you have like, I don't know, if you're like working like down a leg or something like Reachpologizing, you have like a whole line, like a whole row of squares of polygons. I mean, and then you can like draw a line from like the top of the next row all the way down and across, and it fills all those in for you. And then there's just like one button you press and hold, and it smooths, and then you smooths, and it like smooths it all out for you. It's like you kind of just like throw it in there like super janky and then smooth it out, and it's really nice. I don't know if it's Apple only, but you can check it out. I have an iPad, and that's the only Apple product I use is my iPad. And I bought it because I looked at a ton of reviews between tablets and the iPad, trying to find something that I could use for sculpting and for maybe even modeling. There's a couple modeling apps, but I haven't really like dove into them yet to see if they're actually worth their salt. And also for painting, I really wanted to get back into like digital painting. And I have to say, I have probably like 300 hours on my iPad now, just from like 3D and 2D art. I haven't installed a single app or like game or have that on my iPad. That's all I've spent my time doing, and I absolutely love it. It feels so smooth to draw on, and it feels like, and I love that I can just take it on the fly. Like I can whip it out on an airplane and like work. Like I can do it anywhere I want. And now I can sculpt in Nomad Sculpt, which is amazing. It feels so good. Like honestly, I think I like it better than ZBrush, which is weird because I was like professionally trained in ZBrush in school, and I really liked it. I still really like it, but I actually think I like this app better than ZBrush. It's just I need some more brushes. Like I feel like I'm missing some brushes that would be really nice. But for the most part, all the basics are there. It's pretty good. That's my only like really complaint. I'm sure there's probably I bet you can like import brushes too for it. I just haven't looked into it yet. Anyway, so there's Nomad Sculpt, which is amazing, and I don't know if it's on Android. I think it is. And I even have ZBrush on my iPad, and I still like Nomad Sculpt better, but I have ZBrush too if I'm gonna use it. And then I use Cozy Blanket to Reachpologize, and then I can even use Procreate to paint textures. Oh, and Cozy Blanket also does UV unwrapping, though I couldn't get it to work properly. I don't know what I was doing wrong. It just kept telling me that I couldn't unwrap the seams like the way I wanted to. And I was like, I don't really know why. And so I went in and like cut them into like even more manageable pieces, and like it still like told me I couldn't unwrap them, and I don't know why. Maybe I had an issue somewhere, I don't know. Anyway, and then I pulled it into Maya and unwrapped it in like 2 minutes tops, and it was done. So, and it worked just fine in there, so I don't know. So I don't know about the UV unwrapping, but the Reachpology is like hands down like the best. It's also got like a cool papercraft feature, so you can like turn your like Reachpologized UV model into like papercraft, so you can then print it out. Like it gives you like an image, you can like print that out, and then it like even adds tabs and stuff to it, so you can like make it in papercraft if you want to do that for some reason. I think that might have been like the original goal for the product or for the app, but anyway, so yeah, I can sculpt, I can Reachpologize, then I can paint I wish I could paint in Nomad Sculpt, and I really wish I had a better 3D painting app because Procreate is just not there yet. It's not that great. Like I really wish they had like 3D Code or something like that for iPad, something like that. So I could do the full process just on my iPad without having to touch my computer. But anyway, so yeah, I can do most of it, and Procreate's close, and I can just paint on UVs too, and it's fine. But anyway, it's really close. I can do like almost all of it right there, and then I just throw it on Google Drive and open it up in Maya or whatever and rig it or whatever I need to do. And then between that and like AccuRig, that's like works so freaking well. I did this character in AccuRig and I didn't have to make any adjustments. It's just it works super good. Let me grab the animations for him. These are Mixamo animations for now, but we might find where are these animations? They're right here. We have a sneak too, but it's not being used yet. But yeah, like the weighting like came out almost perfect. Like there's a little bit of collapsing. I think it was his legs, maybe his elbows that were collapsing a little bit, but like for a friend slop game, this is already more than passable, right? Like I personally think this looks like way better than most friend slop games, so I'm not complaining about it at all. But yeah, and AccuRig's free, which is crazy, but I'm actually having an issue with AccuRig because the latest version is like causing issues for me. It won't let me export. So what I've had to do is I disconnect from the internet, and so I've installed an older version I had, a way older version from February of 2023 actually, and then I which still works almost the exact same, so I don't think they've really changed their rigging process at all. It's just the software, like their like library of animations and stuff they're building out now, which I don't like, and they're expensive and it's not worth using. But the rigging process is perfect. So yeah, I pretty much just disconnect my internet. So, and then I open the app so it doesn't try to update, and then I rig, and then when I'm happy with it, I export it. It's all good, and then I close the app and turn my internet back on. So I can't even like use AccuRig while I'm streaming or anything like that anymore because it's not working. But I already put in a ticket, and the guy was like, do all this stuff, and I did all that stuff, and it didn't work. And then I sent him my like diagnosis like file from Windows, and I was like, here you go, and I still can't get it working. And I was like, but this old version works perfectly, and it worked before I updated, so tell me what's going on. But I'm probably going to try it on Jana's computer to see if I can use the newest version on her computer and see if it's working, if it's an issue for me or not. Anyway, we're going to do some 3D modeling now. We've now been chatting for 30 minutes and I haven't done any work yet. So let's get that going. Take these guys back out. Been using Retopo Flow 2. Wait, Retop Flow? Just me, or is there a delay between the audio and the video? Oh, I hope not. I'm not having any issues on my end. Oh, but my camera does look like it's... Oh, it might be because... I don't know. I don't know why that is. I don't have anything open that would be causing it other than just Unreal. It might just be this, though. How's that? Does that seem better? UE5 seems to have this problem for me whenever I'm streaming. We'll set it to medium. That looks much better and looks a little laggy actually. We'll do this and we'll just turn on like shadows, maybe textures. And then post-processing would be nice. There we go. Okay, hopefully that works. Okay, anyway, we'll be in here anyway, so it should be fine now. I've been doing it by hand. Yeah, Maya is actually pretty good at retopology. I really don't mind it in Maya. The only problem is like you have to draw every single point in Maya. Like you draw the points out and then you hold shift and you like drag across the points. Here, I'll show you actually. Maya's not bad. We'll just do this one as an example. You just like make this, actually let's grab this and sure, that's fine. So you make it a live surface and then you choose your quad draw tool and then you can go in like this and you start, hold on, let's turn off symmetry just for just for the purpose of showing this off. So you draw your 4 points, you hold shift and click, and it draws 1 point. But then you can do this. And you just like hold shift and you can drag, which is nice. And you can hold shift while you're like hovering over it to relax, which is nice. It's not bad. It acts a little like finicky sometimes and kind of weird. But man, compared to the Cozy Blanket app, like this is like caveman tools, man. It's so slow. I hear No Man's Sculpt, and I just think of No Man's Sky. It's not No Man's, it's Nomad. Nomad. Nomad Sculpt. That's funny though. Anyway, okay, let's put this guy in its own folder. Actually, we're gonna call this Ghost, I guess, and we'll make it gray and then hide it. And then I added this into ropes. Let's add this back into here. There we go. Okay, let's show our props, I guess, over here. Okay, we're gonna make. What are we starting with? Let's knock out our campfire, cooking pot, bedroll. All right, campfire should be easy. We're just gonna make cylinder. I need to like make the cylinder start more in a more useful shape and size. Sorry, I was pulling up a reference just to get an idea. We should do some rocks around it too, probably. My only concern with this, actually, I have a slight concern because we're using an environment pack now. I was gonna do the environment, and then we decided to do a pack because it was gonna save a ton of time. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of glad we did it. Especially because I spent like 4 hours like trying to like find like a style that matched the character, and I just couldn't like get anything that worked. Sure. But I think this pack looks pretty good. I just think we might need to get rid of the normal maps on it, and I really don't like the leaf cards, but honestly it doesn't not match. It's a little too like sharp, I guess. Too many sharp edges on it, but it's probably fine. But other than that, it looks pretty close. We have a stump here. See, this is like too detailed. I wonder if we can. I wasn't planning on messing with this today, but it's very shiny. I don't know why it's so shiny. But also, that's the parent, which is bark. This parent. Oh man, I wish we had. Wow, I don't know what's going on with this. Rain wetness. Well, nothing else in this game is going to get wet when it rains, so we might want to just turn that off. Maybe it'll be fine for like the ground. Either way. What if we just take out our normal map? And we hit apply. That's much better. It's still very shiny. I don't know if that's because it thinks it's wet or what's going on with it, but with the normal map off, it looks a lot better. That's only the bark material though, which means you need to go through like every single. Actually, there's probably rocks and stuff too. Um, how do we fix this? Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know you could do this. I wonder if this is a UE5 thing. Roughness. Let's just double it. Double it and give it to the next person. Double it again. This must be overridden somewhere because that's not working. So it's got to be in here. Maybe not actually, because it's not even a parameter in here. I just realized. Oh, rough molt. There we go. Sure, we'll check it out. That's also not doing anything. Probably because it's in here as well. No, it's not being overridden in here. Maybe it just needs to be higher. That's better. Yeah, it just matches a little better when it's like rough. More rough. I actually liked this, my style, like more plasticky looking. Oh, this needs to be smoothed. Whoops. We'll fix that. Actually, we'll go fix that right now. This is not the right. Yeah, it is. Here. Where's the table? Those are different props. Oh, it's right here. Both these actually need to be fixed. It is smoothed. Why is it not smoothed in game? Weird. And the chair is good too. This table is also not smoothed. What did I do? Smoothing groups, smooth mesh, export, re-import. Hey, what's up, Worka? Just got home, finishing up lunch, then back to it. Nice. I must have messed something up, and I don't know what it is. I'm thinking it's the import options on this. That's what it is. We don't want that. Now let's re-import. Nope, that's not it. Wait, what? Why is it turning that back on? Oh, this is a build setting. There we go. I don't know why that's set up like that. Okay, done. Oh, I also just realized these probably have really bad collisions on them. You know what? I bet a bunch of these do. I guess the only one that really matters here is probably this one and maybe the roof piece though. Forgot how to show collisions. There we go. Yeah, honestly, that's pretty close. I don't think that's gonna cause a problem. This is a little messy up here though. Let's just do 2 boxes, I guess. Or 3 boxes. Done. And this one's probably really bad too. Actually, this one's probably fine. I don't think it... Maybe? I don't know. Nope, that's not good. I hate how touchy the scale button is. See what I mean? Like, I wish I could like turn that sensitivity off or down. Oh, that leg is like not the same place. Close enough. Luckily, like most of our props don't need to, we don't have to worry about this for most of them. Because most of them, the auto collision will work just fine. Like 90% of our weapons and swords and magic, I just hit the auto like convex thing and it works perfectly. The convex decomposition. Yeah, I figured I didn't think we were planning on doing interiors of buildings, but I built them in a way that you could. Excuse me. So we can if we need to. They're all set up. There's a couple like seam issues on the interiors here, but this is actually just because I rotated these instead of flipping them. If I flipped this, it would work. It would look great, but I can also fix that. Oh. I didn't realize these are not lining up perfectly. I can fix that too, I guess. I wonder if this is also an issue with just it not mirroring properly. I guess I do have some seam issues. Okay, we'll look into that. I think for now it's probably fine. In fact, it's probably just on the tall ones because I had to move those around. When I'm sure I'll be one building these cabins, and I probably won't make the roofs this tall again. I'll probably do the shorter roofs just because we don't need them that big, especially if you can't go inside. We don't need them that big at all. It's from the pack Orca. I just removed the normal maps from it because the normal maps looked really like they just stood out way too much for with everything else. So I just took out the normal maps and it looks great. There's a pretty obvious seam, but like, who cares? Looks fine. I don't love this. I think this is a little too detailed, but I mean, I don't know. I think the only reason I think I'm okay with it, like it kind of saved it, is just because there's no texture on it. It's just the cutout opacity, and because of that, it does kind of match the style, like just enough that it fits. So I think it's gonna be fine. But yeah, I do like the trees, and because I took the normal map off the trunk material, I think we're in a good spot. Looks good. That's just trees. I'm sure rocks probably have. I really don't like their hexic rocks. These are way too, like, they're perfectly hex shaped. Like, that just looks, maybe like from really far away that'd be fine, but this is way too much close. I do like their, I like this material though. What do you call this? Triplanar material. I like that a lot. I don't know, maybe these don't look that bad. I'm actually pretty excited about like playing with these with level design. Classic boulder. Honestly, I don't know. I don't think they're bad. I was gonna remove the normal map on them. Maybe let's try it. Let's see what it looks like without the normal map. There's a lot of rocks. Normal, apply. I think it looks better without it. I think it just kind of blends a little better. But yeah, I think I gotta admit that I think doing the environment pack was a good choice. I think it's gonna save us like hundreds of hours, and we have a lot more options to do level design now. Like, I think to build a pack this robust would have taken me like a month, probably. There's just a lot of stuff in here, so. There's an ad break. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway. Yeah, and biomes. Yeah. This kind of stuff's gonna be handy too. Like, this will be so easy to like block off locations so players can't get around them. And they have they're double-sided too. This is actually a really cool pack. Yeah. I love it when people like close the mesh up like that. And we got these big cliffs too. Yeah, love this pack so far. This is gonna be fun to play with. I'm excited. Cool. All right, and I do like it better without the normal map. I don't know if you guys agree with me or not. I don't think it's bad with the normal map. Don't get me wrong. I think in most places the normal map would look better. I just think with this, the rest of the props, with the character and everything, I think it's too much. Maybe, I don't know. I'm kind of torn, but with the tree it was definitely too much. But with the rocks, I'm not hating it. Just because it's so big, like the extra detail like helps. I think we'll leave it. I think we'll leave it turned on for now. And we can try both once we have a scene build. Yeah, I think for now I'm gonna leave it on. I actually think it does kind of help with the rocks, just because it's like the details are big enough that it's fine. If the details were smaller like it was on the trees, I think it's too much. But I think it looks pretty good with the rocks. We'll leave it for now. Hi, buddy. Good morning. Come here. Oh, hi. Give me a hug. Oh, thank you. That was a big hug. You want to say hi to everyone?
Yeah. Hi.
Do you see you?
Yeah. Hi.
You leaving now? Goodbye, I love you. That's Quinn. He's awake. Deanna, take him down to the bathroom downstairs. We have an elf on the shelf that causes mischief. She froze over our bathroom sink downstairs and then got frozen in it, so I thought he'd enjoy that. Anyway. Okay, so yeah, let's get some work done. I'm pretty excited to do level design. Maybe we'll start playing with that. Did you Worka, did you want to use this map, or are you gonna make a new one? I assume this is just our test map. This is called Game World, maybe not. I'm afraid this is definitely not big enough. I know we want to do a lot of switchback, a lot of switchback stuff, but I still think this is gonna be too small. This is just test map. Okay, yeah. I also need to. I'm pretty sure there's a way to do like spline editing on the terrain now that I am very, very rusty with, because I haven't done terrain stuff since UE4. I mean, I do it often in UE4, but I haven't used any of the new tools. But I'm thinking like for the actual path, for the actual trail, we need to have like a flat terrain. Well, maybe not. Yeah, mostly flat. Like we can add some like detail and texture to it and stuff, but mostly I think we'll keep it kind of flat. Need something bigger and more rectangle. Yeah, agreed. We can always just add on to this one if we need to, but we can also just make a new map, especially since we've kind of taken this one over. Oh, also, Worka, while you're here, when I hit play, yeah. Oh. Well, things are not working for me at all. In fact, my movement is like inverted. But yeah, well, I don't know why that's happening. Oh, right. I'm getting compile errors. I just rebuilt, but I didn't generate project files, so I'm going to try that again later. But I did just build in Visual Studio this morning, and I'm still getting errors. I'll open them up so you can see what they are. What does the game mode have set? Oh, maybe that's what it is. I'm getting this error. I know this is like a C++ function that just did not get compiled. I'm just not sure why. So I'll try to generate project files again. Since I've generated project files, I didn't do that before. Since I've done that, I'll try to build again. I didn't think I needed to generate project files every time, but I probably did. Because I bet it did. I bet some of your scripts just didn't come through. I did build from C++, yeah, in Visual Studio, but I didn't generate project files first because I haven't done that in a while, and so I forget that if you need to do that or not. But it looks like we need to. This looks like we're just missing the mover plugin, or this is a C++ variable that just didn't get compiled. That's probably what it is. Anyway, not a big deal. I'll fix it. Close that, that, and that. Cool. Yeah. Anyway, your player looks out of date for some reason. My player? Yeah. Since my player is I don't know why it's inverted. It's like got like plane controls, but even the movement is inverted. D walks me forward. S walks me backward. And then my controls are inverted too. Left and right's fine. Just up and down is wrong. So yeah, it looks like, I'm guessing you pushed like an early version of this or something, and I just have not compiled the C++ yet. Something's weird. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Also, just checking, you pulled the recent files from Perforce this morning. I did pull this morning, I believe. Hang on, let me double check. Perforce likes to show the entire um, server IP on here, which is stupid. Yeah, I did pull this morning before I opened. So I'm up to date. I just did not generate project files, which must be the issue. But I've done that since, and I could probably just restart now and build. Actually, here, let's save this stuff. Sure, I'm gonna leave these in here just because I feel like we're like setting a scene. I just want to make sure all the art looks good, and when I have like all like a bunch of pieces in here like this, it just helps like sell it. And it also like reminds me of things like we might also need to add in there. We'll open Visual Studio real quick. In the meantime, let's make our money bag really quick. Actually, I have some bags already from another set that we could use, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just make a fresh one. We'll just make a new one. And let's go sphere. Actually, let's not. Let's go cube. Cube. Set our pivot to the bottom. Scale it down. Let's turn. Oh, do this. Turn our cabin back off. Turn props back. Yeah, props are on. Okay, good. And then we're gonna go mesh smooth. One division's good, I think. Oh, we were doing a campfire. I forgot about that. We'll get that later, I guess. Okay, we're probably gonna chug a little bit while I build this. Just a heads up, everybody. Oh, okay, I screwed this up. I should have checked that first. That's like 3D Art 101. Like, always double check all angles before you commit to something. Okay, and now we're gonna go like this, do some, whoop, not like that. We're gonna do some pushing and pulling to kind of make a more unique looking shape. Cool. Now let's soften this. We can harden this edge, and we will pull this out a little bit, and then we can probably just add a bevel on that one. And then we can either bevel these edges, or we can cheat and use like one edge loop through here. That usually does the trick. Cool. And now let's just go ahead and add. We're gonna add a face card to this, just because this is so much easier to add textures to this way. So we'll split these off and grab these two, merge them, scale them up just a touch. We're gonna go 90, 0, 5 and 5. And we'll go in and we'll cut this and cut this. This goes down here. A little darker. Cool. And then these ones get a new material. It'll just be like a face card material. That's fine. There. Aw. Perfect. And then we'll make sure we do a $sign a little higher up on these. Cool. And then that's it. Merge that. Pivot point. Is that big enough or is it too big? Let's go a little smaller. Name an NPC. I still have that. Why is that still on there? I thought we turned that off. What's up, Xx? We can look at it. Okay, I'll add it in there, I guess. Bob the Builder. Let me go put it on my list. I thought we turned that off forever ago. Let's turn it off soon because we're not. I mean, we do have a whole bunch of NPCs to add still. Don't get me wrong. It's just we have a list already of a lot of them, and I'm just worried that if Bone Reach is entirely filled with NPCs, named by players, it's gonna feel really really weird. Let's see. Where is the thing? Community. Let's see. Name an NPC. Add card. Bob the Builder. Okay, so the builder will have to be his title and Bob will be his name. Actually, we might even have it. Actually, I don't think we have a Bob in the game yet, which is kind of crazy to think, actually. That's fine. That's good. Okay. Money bag. Okay, now we need to pop open Affinity and make a $sign graphic, which is easy. It's odd because my player has no issue on my end. Yeah, no, I don't think it's a you problem. It's either something didn't get pushed, build succeeded, 0 failed. Okay, we're done there. Lux, thanks you for stepping on my toe. This dog is so clumsy. She just like walks past and just steps on your feet. Never had a dog do that before. This is fine. So I'll probably have to change these worker, but I always do my texture files like larger than they need to be, like quite a bit larger, like 1024 or at least, or if not like 2K. Just because you can clamp it in engine, and I think it's just that way like we can scale up if we need to. Because I don't want to have to remake something, if that makes sense. But yeah. Okay, let's go $. Literally, this is all we're doing. We just need to find a good font for this. Something that looks... That's actually perfect. Let's just do this one. Is this okay? Maybe not. Maybe this is too detailed. I think this is what we're using for the medicine. Let's go up a little higher, actually. I feel like we want to be as high as we can be. Let's just take a quick look at our UVs here. I guess it doesn't matter. That'd be fine. About there. Also, let's make this white. And then we can colorize it however we want. This is under characters. Let's go textures. We should have done the same thing with the... I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking. We don't need to multiply it. Okay, now we gotta open our project again. Okay, we're gonna go back to working on this while we wait, I guess. All right, let's make a pretty simple new plugins available. That's a good sign. I haven't had that before. Nope, still getting errors. Why would I be getting compile errors? I'm fully pulled. I generated project files. I built in Visual Studio. Why is this happening? I wonder if something's not being pushed. Maybe it is a plugin. Could I see that though? How do I get to plugins in UE5? I don't remember. Here. All I have is EOS. So that's the problem, I'm assuming. I think the plugins aren't being pushed. That's the only external plugin. Okay, what plugins would I be missing? Mover, probably? Is that a plugin? No, I have that turned on. Open the U project file. Okay. Plugins. Modeling tools, state tree, gameplay state tree, gameplay abilities, common UI, EOS, online subsystem, chaos mover, mover examples, chaos modular vehicle examples, vehicles plugin, iris, physics control rig physics. All those are true. Common UI, I missed that one, I think, maybe not. Anyway. Same on your end? Okay, yeah, I don't know then. That's weird. Oh, you did ask me to check the game mode. It's GM in-game. Is that the right one? Or it's probably supposed to be GM third person, maybe? You open your build CS file in text editor? Sure. Where is that at again? That's in binaries? Nope. Source. Oh, there it is. I don't know why this opened in Notepad. The other one opens in Notepad++. Does that look right to you? Text is hardly readable. Looks like you need to increase bitrate. 2.5K is too low. Would be nice to rise up to 6K. I will look into that. I think my bitrate is set to a specific one for YouTube, and I think YouTube only allows that one. GM in-game is the one to use. Okay, that's what I'm using. That's what I was using. Just haven't experienced the real quality. Sounds like you need to experience glasses. If someone else can read the text just fine and you can't. Doggo. What are you watching at? I'm assuming you're watching at the highest setting, the highest aspect ratio, whatever. Well, I don't know. Worker, that's weird. It's like your player object isn't updating from C++. Yeah, it is. I don't know why. It's not a huge deal right now, but it will be when I start doing level design, because I will definitely need to be able to play the game. But I mean, like, until we have the wagon like drivable and stuff, it's not really a big deal. So we have time to fix it. So not the end of the world. Anyway. Yep, the highest, the giggest 1080p source. Also, Twitch has stats widget to check bitrate info. Okay. Again, I'm pretty damn sure that YouTube only allows a certain bitrate for streaming, but I could be wrong. Like, I'm pretty sure I had to change it when I set up multi-streaming. No, it allows higher. I don't know. I did just install, or like, so I've been using Streamlabs OBS for a long time, and I just earlier this year I switched over to OBS because Streamlabs sucks. And so a lot of my stuff got like reset, and I just didn't get around to fixing it all. So that's probably the issue. Anyway. Moving on. Luckily, you don't need to read text for this stream. That's probably good enough. Okay. Let's also do, we should have put an edge loop through here. We'll just cut one. Just so we have a little bit of silhouette change. Okay, let's also UV it really quick. Wrong way. I'm gonna be right here. Actually, this is gonna be firewood. Maybe we go like a little more dead looking. I don't know why I moved the pivot point there. I guess because I was thinking this is gonna be logs like laying on their sides, but that doesn't work for firewood. So yeah, one of the issues that we're gonna run into is that like if I'm making things like firewood and stuff, it's probably fine in this case since it's probably gonna be on fire most of the time, but like we need to kind of match the environment art, right? To a certain extent. Oh no, I just realized we have a hard edge right here. I missed. On all of these. Wrong button. I hate that I have to do this. It's so dumb. Okay. That looks pretty good. Let's make some rocks really quick.
Listen.
Who's yelling at me? We can set up a BP to do this, and we can make it. Yeah, but no, I just want like one mesh so we can just throw in the BP. You can make it interactive still, but like trying to manipulate the logs like this in Unreal Engine is a lot harder than it is in Maya. Like I have a lot more control in Maya to do this than it would be in Unreal. And I'd rather this be one mesh instead of like 6 like static mesh components inside an actor, right? Like I think static mesh components are really useful if they're going to be modular. Like if it's something like a hat for a character, right? Like I think that's where like that kind of stuff really like shines, because then you can just swap it out with a new mesh or whatever, easy, or hide it, whatever. But like with this, like I'd rather just have one static mesh. Unless players are literally like moving the logs around themselves, in which case, yeah, that's fine. Then we can do that. But this is fine. This is part of the process. It's cool. Hold on, worker, are you that friend from the title? What is the title? Hold on. What is the title again? Making art for a friend slop. Wait, hold on. I should make this one word, friend slop, because that's misleading. It's not. I'm not making art for a friend's slop game. I'm making art for a friend slop game. Friend slop game. Does that make sense? What's up, Kratos TV? What are you doing in here? I'm doing 3D modeling for this project here, which is going to be a game. I guess the best way to explain it is RV There Yet meets Oregon Trail. It's a very fast turnaround game. We're hoping to start marketing next month, like early next month, and then launch, I'm assuming, as soon as possible. Worka, I'm working for Worka. He hired me to do the art, so Worka 101 there in chat. So you can ask him questions about it. He knows more than I do. It's his game. Yeah. I guess I was thinking the logs that would be its own actor, and the fire pit would just have placement vectors. Oh, I see what you're saying. I was not thinking that. We can do that though. If you want to do that, that's fine. The player would carry logs individually to build the fire. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, then I'll tell you what, I'll just get you the 3D model as it is now. Do you want the stones around it? Do we just do logs? At least I have it like modeled out so we know like kind of how we want it to look, and then this will make things easier. Okay, so let's just do this. And then I'll grab this guy. So this will be an individual log, and then these will be the, I guess we can, I'm assuming you probably want like 3 logs then. I'm just thinking about this because I know you were concerned yesterday about like unloading money bags from your wagon, but like that being tedious. And now I'm thinking if you have to bring 5 logs over to the fire, that's gonna be really tedious just to light a fire. I guess if it's 3 logs, that's probably fine, and then maybe the other 2 just spawn in to look nice. Yeah, I don't know. That's fine. The stones could be the fire pit mesh, and the logs would be their own actor. Okay, that's fine then. So here's our log. I'll just export this, I guess. Lesson structures. Okay, there's our fire log. And then we'll take, I'm just gonna, in case you change your mind and you're like, this is too much work, we don't have time to do this or something, I'm just gonna do this one too. We'll just call it fire pit built. Now that way it's there, just in case you want it. These will move over here. I'll delete these guys. We're gonna grab a cube and mesh, smooth this. Scale it down. This is going to be a stone. Let's grab these faces. We're going to scale them out and Squash them down a little bit for a stone. Let's UV it really quick. And then we'll make some variations of it. If you try to like do things in a proper order, it makes your life a lot easier down the road. There we go. We're gonna go this stone, I think. Okay. We're gonna duplicate this one around a few times. Okay, and now we're gonna make a variation of it. We should actually make sure this is like gonna fit in here. Whoops. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, this is our fire pit mesh. Oh, these logs are floating. Sure, fire pit. That's fine. Let's call it base. That's fine. Do we want one with this as well, so it's like a whole mesh just in case? Because we might like maybe we'll have like places in the game where there's already a fire pit built or something. In which case we might want this. We'll just call this one fire pit built. Okay, cool. Let's see. Players can carry the logs. We can see how it goes. There's my support then. Keep going. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate that, Kratos. Very nice of you. The stones could be the fire pit mesh, and the logs could be their actor. Just do the one log for now. We can scale it, rotate randomly, and the engine's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Too late. I went. You know how I do. I go above and beyond. I always do. I prefer this. There are some things I'll cut corners on. There's other things where I'm like, yeah, it's fine. We'll just do it. In fact, you know what? Hold on. Let's go a little above and beyond here again. Yeah, need some variation there. That's the fully built one. And that was very destructive, so I'll have to pull it back in if we want. Wait, how are these floating again? Hold on. When I put these in here, apparently they were floating. Base. Okay, now I'm happy. Red, I was expecting some sexy underwear posts, but I come in and see a campfire model. I feel cheated. Yeah. This is what I call it's called a bait and switch. Yeah. I've actually done this in real life before, where someone asked what I did for a living, and I said, "Oh, I model for a living." And they're like, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "Yeah, why is that so surprising?" And then they like kind of get over their shock, and I'm like, "Yeah, I do 3D modeling." And they're like, "Oh, that makes more sense." I'm like, "Why does that make more sense?" Yeah, it's a pretty fun icebreaker. You think it's possible for AI to figure out how to UV edit? Yes. Yeah, for sure. I don't know when. How does AI do like texturing right now for like 3D models? I wonder how it handles that. I assume it's like image projection, so it probably just takes like it. Yeah, it probably just like maybe like takes like a screenshot of the character or object, whatever it like modeled, or whatever, and then just like generates the like image like that right there. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's how they do it. Yeah, and then it probably like rotates it and then does it for the other side or whatever, and the other, or like all the different sides. I bet it does do that. And the reason I think that is because I feel like when I was playing around with like the AI like 3D generation, which I think is still not there yet. Thank God. it's getting closer, but I think we have another year before it's like really ready to like be production ready. But I think how they do it is, I think that is projection, because I remember seeing like the back faces of things or like the insides of things. So if you have like, say like a character or something with like the inside of his legs, whatever, are like all stretched, and like the textures are all stretched and like warped and like weird, right? They're not like perfectly like projected. So I think it is like image projection from the outside. I could just imagine the time saving potential, if any. Whoops, caps lock. I'm not that excited. I don't know, man. I'm torn on it. Like, here's the problem, right? If you go to like even just like Midjourney and you try to like generate some art for like a comic book or something, right? It's really hard to get the same like visual fidelity for each shot and the same like style and like et cetera, right? And you also like, here's another problem with 3D or with AI for 3D is like, and so yeah, you have all that issue with like 2D art, right? But then like 3D art is the same way. So like if you're trying to make a whole game world, like sure you might be able to do like pretty realistic looking characters and they'll mostly match. Their scale's probably going to be off, proportions will probably be a little weird in places, their texture quality might not match or whatever. The color is probably not going to match super well because each time it's generating a new one. But I think the problem is going to run into is like, what if you want to like swap out meshes or something like that, or like what if you want the same character but like in different outfits? Good luck with that, right? You'll never be able to get the same character unless you like do some 3D work in the back, like on your own, where you like swap out the character's head and stuff like that, you know. So like you can probably make it work, and I'm sure you can save time, but also you have to worry about topology. Topology is really bad right now. I think I do think AI will definitely handle topology eventually. I think we're actually getting really close to that. And I think it'll probably definitely handle UVs eventually too. But yeah, I was actually just talking about that this Paxian. I don't know if you were here, but I found a new app called Cozy Blanket. It's for iPad. I don't know if it's for any other mobile or like tablets, but you use a stylus and you basically just draw the topology on wherever you want it, and it has a bunch of tools to make it faster and easier and stuff. And I retopologize this character. And the oxen, I retopologized him in about 45 minutes or so, 30 to 45 minutes, and I was still learning the tool. And he's honestly pretty solid. Like there's a couple places where I probably could have done a better job. Like the toes have some weird jank to them, but like, what are you gonna do? But I think he looks pretty damn good. Like I have like barely any triangles, and that's all like a skill issue anyway. This part on his chest is kind of weird just because it sticks out so much. But like, I don't know. I did all this in about 45 minutes using that tool, and it was pretty fast. Like this would normally take me like a couple hours probably to do in like Maya. But it was pretty quick. And then the oxen took me probably about the same time, about another 45 minutes, and it's a lot more complex. Where is he? He's also got some weird janky topology going on because I don't know. I'm kind of rusty because there's like some weirdness in here where I'm like trying to like split like edges and stuff, and it was just complicated. Same with like under his chin here, like I got some weird stuff going on here. Doesn't look great. But most of the places where I did that, it doesn't really deform. Here it does a little bit, but it doesn't really look bad. So it worked out. But anyway, yeah, like it's a pretty cool app. I like it a lot. I'm really impressed by it. It's only $20. It is $20 though. I mean, you can use it for free, but then you have to pay $20 to export your assets, which is kind of important. So there's that. Anyway, I'm still on AI generating production ready assets. Yeah, I agree. I think the potential that is there right now is generating a 3D model and doing retopology on it and manually texturing. Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know, to me, like my favorite part is like the modeling process. Like I love 3D modeling things. Like doing this, like this is, I love like just working on like a set of props, whatever, and then like seeing them all together. Like, I don't know what it is. It's gotta be like a nostalgia thing back to like being a kid and like walking through like the toy store and seeing like all the different characters and like all the props and like play sets and stuff like laid out. I think that's what it is. I think that's where it all comes from for me. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, campfire, cooking pot. I guess we'll do a cylinder. I love this kind of stuff, like making pots and stuff. It's really fun. I don't know why. Let's do 10. 10 should look good. Let's turn our cap off. It's just so much easier to work without a cap, I feel like sometimes. Wrong button. Okay. Scale down. Probably be about there, right? We'll go a little bigger. I like things being a little chunkier in this style. Especially when you're like carrying stuff around. If you're like gonna have to carry your cooking pot around, like we probably want it to be a little chunky. We're gonna delete this. Do we want this to have... Now I'm wondering if it should be a pot or a pan, or should we just do both? That looks good. Pot would be so, like, they're both gonna be really easy, so it doesn't matter. Okay, now let's add thickness to it. We're gonna go pretty chunky with it. Invert that because I scaled it backward. I always do. Let's see if this looks good or if we need to do bevels. That looks pretty good, I think. What do you guys think? Let's go scale it out a little bit, maybe. Actually, maybe we don't scale it out and we do this. Excuse me? Yeah, that's a little more. Plus that curve's gonna get a nice like look in the, when it's like metallic, it'll look good. We'll grab a cube. We're gonna delete these faces. I know this is like, where are we going with this? This is another thing I love about 3D art, is like, it's like a puzzle, you know, and you're like trying to decide how to, like, what's the best way to go about certain things. And then when you do it on stream, people are always like watching and it's like, what the hell is he doing now? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And then you just trust the process, and then pretty soon you're like, oh, I see. This makes so much sense now. And it's, I don't know, it's just fun. That's way too much. Yeah. And now we just add thickness to this. And every single time I gotta scale inward because I'm an idiot and I don't do things properly. For some reason, like, I have to see like the outside, like the outside depth of it. Does that make sense? Let's grab these edges, scale them into the pot, and then delete them. So yeah, whenever I scale or like add thickness to something, I always do it inverted because I want to see like the silhouette, I guess. And let's see if we can just get away with this instead of doing bevels, because it saves us polygons. I don't love it. Let's bevel this. I think you're talking now. That looks better. Now we don't push that button. Nope. There we go. Boom. Hot. All right, lunch is done for me. Gonna get it set up and start this refactoring work. We'll be live if you need my input on anything. Cool, sounds good. See you later, Worka. Thanks for hanging out. And good luck with refactoring. Let's do one more bevel in here and go down. Uh-oh. Do we have an extra edge in here? Yep. There we go. Just out of curiosity. Okay, looks good. Okay, now let's UV it. Master. The cool thing about Maya and Unreal Engine, or just Unreal Engine in general, I guess, is that it recognizes the FBX material name. So if you, like, I'd call this M_master, and that's because in the engine, we have an M_master material. It used to be called ATB palette, and then Work had to make a new one to make this work. And so all my models were being imported as like a black material, and I was like, uh-oh. So I had to rename my material in Maya. So now when I import a model in here, as you'll see in a minute when I import this, it just works. It just already has the material on it. I don't have to go set it up or anything like that, which is like, this makes this workflow so fast Because first of all, I can just move the UVs over to where I want them for to texture it, and then I just import it into the engine, and it's literally done. It's like it saves me so much work having to like UV and like just yeah, there's just so much it saves. I really like this workflow. It's really fun and fast, and gives you like really cool results with like very little effort, which is so nice. Down here, want to go dull metal. Actually, maybe we'll do shiny on this one. Should we go shiny? Should we make this a shiny pot? Let's go like this. Scale this guy up so we get more of a fade on the bottom there. I just think that gives it kind of like an ambient occlusion kind of look, and it looks nice. Let's see what this looks like in the engine real quick. We're gonna call this cooking pot. We can make a frying pan as well, but I think we'll wait on that in case we don't need it. Let's browse to asset, import. I'm gonna put that date modified cooking pit, all these things in here under props, even if like I do think that like a cooking pit's more like a structure, but I'm gonna put it under props anyway. We need to make sure that we're importing without recomputing our normals. It's under build, I think. Maybe it's not under build. For some reason we imported normals, or we recomputed our normals for the other things under this build. Oh. I don't know what this is. Recompute normals. Turn that off. Import. Wait, where are they? Do they not? What happened? Why are these import settings so weird? I don't know why like every time I do this, like I feel like UE5 has like really weird import settings and they don't save. Like half the time I do this, like it's like import like why is import static meshes turned off? Why is that a thing? And now did it change my normals too? Nope. Okay. Import. There we go. So it's just like, it's like, okay, well, now that you don't want to import static meshes, I guess my job is done, and we don't get an error or anything. Like, why not give me an error and say, hey, by the way, can't help you with this because you told me no. This is way too shiny. I don't like the shiny metal. The shiny metal is more for like, I don't know, like really fancy stuff. But like, look how dark it looks because it like reflects the light. Like it looks good because it reflects the gray from underneath. But like, it's too shiny. And it's too bright. But I think it's, I don't know. I don't think this is going to change anything. All right, man, like, I think it'll be dark enough now, is what I'm trying to say. Re-import. Yeah, look at it now. That looks so good. That's what I want. That's cooking pot. Then we got our log, which I know sinks into the ground. That's okay. We got our fire pit here and our finished fire pit. I'm happy with that. Okay. Save. If you like the old importer more, I think you can use this console command to bring one back. Oh, that's okay. I think what's happening is like when I switch between skeletal meshes and static meshes, I'm getting like weird issues. So I think I might be the one that's changing it. But I'm not sure. I feel like this this poor ox is just like being held at gunpoint. Yeah. I'm a little concerned, like, how are we gonna do this gun, Worka? Also, aren't you? I thought you were gonna stream. You haven't started yet, probably. I keep thinking maybe we should just do a pistol, but I'm like, that doesn't make sense to like. I think we'll just find some animations. It's fine. Like, I actually think that there's like there's like a free animation pack for Unreal that actually has a rifle animation in it, like aiming and stuff. Honestly, even if he just held it in one hand and just held it up, I think that would be enough. If we can for some reason hold things in both hands, I don't know how you're gonna handle all this, but if you could like hold things in two hands, and maybe like left click and right click uses each hand, that could be kind of interesting. Then you just hold a rifle in one hand. I don't know. You can do whatever. All right, more stuff. Cool. Cooking pots in. What else do we need? Campfire, cooking pot, bedroll, and then tents. I'm assuming we want a bedroll that's laid out and a bedroll that's rolled up. Oh, we should put the money bag in. Did I not export that? I swear I did. Is it in structures for some reason? Yep. See if it imports properly this time. It did. Okay. Okay, we just gotta swap the face card out for... Oh, no, we don't. Let's go find face card. Oh, in here. Make a new... material... instance. I guess we'll call it face card just because it is the face card material, but we're just cheating to use the face card so we get the opacity from it, because instead of making a whole nother material for it. We need to switch this. And then we need a new browse to this, textures, import. Cool. There, click this button. So we should be able to color override this. Yes. Let's try a gold. That for now. It might clash with the color of the bag. Or it might look perfect. Sure, it looks good in game. What do you guys think? There's a little bit of a shadow on it. I don't know why. Let's go. Can you turn like shadows off on this? Is that not a thing you can do? What's up, Nate Sade? Did I say that right? First time watcher, what are you working on? I'm working on a game called, actually, I think it's gonna be called Trial and Error, but I'm not really sure. But I'm the artist. I've been hired to work on it, so I'm not allowed to stream it, so I'm doing that. But it's a kind of a friend slop game in the vein of Are We There Yet? But it's Oregon Trail themed. So it's gonna be like Are We There Yet meets Oregon Trail. So yeah, I feel like, as far as I know, I don't think the mechanics are entirely like nailed down quite yet, but you will purchase a bunch of stuff. Like you'll be given like a bunch of money in the beginning. I'm not sure exactly how this works. I know the money bag is like a physics object you have to like throw around, but I'm not entirely sure how it's going to like translate into like how much money you have, or if you'll have like multiple of them, or how it's going to work yet. I'm not the designer. I am just the artist. But I do make games. I actually make a game. I have a game called Swords and Magic out on Steam right now, if you want to check that out. Here it is. There it is. There we go. Anyway, but yeah, anyway, so yeah, you'll like buy supplies, food, medicine, an axe, a gun, maybe, things like that, whatever you need. Clothes, like your character's naked right now. He's got a little naked butt. But he's also gonna have a sensor bar over his nether regions there. There'll be a female character too, and she'll have 2 sensor bars. But yeah, you'll buy whatever you need to, throw it in your wagon, and then you'll just start making your trip. And then there's gonna be like trade shops or like trading posts along the way, and checkpoints and things like that. So you have to like eat and drink and take medicine if you get sick, and not get, you know, bitten by snakes, and not get trampled by buffalo and things like that. Should be fun. What's up, Joe McKay? Any tips? I don't want to start C# and sit there for 5 hours still learning functions and how to print to terminal. I like projects to learn. I'm using build your own X, but with no with no tutorial and no docs, but I don't really get what I'm writing. I understand bits. Wait, are you using Unity for C#, I'm assuming? If you don't like writing code, and if you're just doing it because you want to make, here's my advice. Here's what I always tell people. If you want to make games, but you're really fascinated by writing code, like you like the idea of programming and that's what you want to do, like you want to call yourself a programmer, you want to type out code, then great. Use Unity and use C# and you're just gonna have to learn, right? Or use Unreal Engine and use C++, or use Godot and GDScript or C#, whatever you want to do. Right, there's a lot of options for typing code, tons of engines for that. Write your own engine if you need to, you know, if you want to. Do whatever you want to do, if that's your goal. However, if you're like me and your goal is just to make games, or if you like art, which is very much me, I'm not a code type of person. However, I have made entire video games, dozens of them, like at least 30, 40 video games that I've like finished. Maybe not all of them were released, but a lot of them were like pretty close to being finished. And I've used pretty much all visual scripting in every engine I've ever used. So in Unreal Engine, which is my definitely my preference right now, and what I would suggest using to everyone, if you want to take it like serious. If you're just learning, where I learned to make games was RPG Maker for starters. That's like that was like baby's first steps into like, oh, I can make a video game. This is cool. And you have like very, very little control over what you do in that game. You kind of have to make an RPG. It kind of has to be turn-based. There's scripting and stuff, and you can change stuff, but it's like, it's not really not meant for it. Then the next engine I suggest is Stencil, Stencil, and this is not one you're going to hear recommended a lot, but I highly, highly recommend this one for learning. So it uses, it's built on the Scratch engine, MIT Scratch, if you've ever heard of that. And it basically is visual blocks of code. You don't have to type the code out, you just drag them in. It teaches you, so Stencil's great because Scratch is fine. Scratch is like a little playground where you can play with the code blocks, right? But Stencil takes those code blocks and puts them into an actual game engine. So you have actors, you have behaviors, you can snap onto the actors. So you can have like an actor that's like an enemy and an actor that's a player, and you can both have the same health behavior if you want to do that, right? And that behavior will work for both of them. And that's like super core and fundamental to like how Unreal Engine works. And actually, in same with Unity, they use like scripting like that. So it's like teaches you the basics of like how engines work, and you don't have to type a single line of code. You can just start making a game. And I'm huge into that because like my whole thing is I just want to make games. I don't want to be an engineer, right? I don't want to be a C++ engineer here. I just want to make games. So yeah, that's what I suggest. However, and either way, whether you want to learn Unreal Engine, Unity, C#, blueprints, Unreal Engine uses blueprints, which is what I like to do in Unreal Engine. That's how I make all my games, is blueprints, which is it's visual scripting, but instead of blocks of code, it is, well, I guess technically it's still blocks of code, but they're nodes, and then you connect them together with wires. Here, I'll show you what it looks like because I have one open right here. This is what blueprints look like. There are errors in here because of compiling issues, because we're working with as a team, and there's like something that not being moved across, but don't worry about that. But anyway, like, so here's our health changed variables. So when this gets event, when this gets called somewhere, right, it'll check to see if our health is less than or equal to 0. And if it is, it's true, then we try to activate our death ability, which doesn't have ability in here right now, but I'm assuming this was supposed to be a death ability. Anyway, I'm not programming this project. I'm just doing the art for it, but I have made plenty of games in Unreal Engine, and I highly recommend learning this way. This is so much easier and faster and more fun to make games with. So anyway, I'm rambling now, and you're not responding, so you might have just typed that and then left the chat. Now I don't even know. Anyway, but yeah, if you do want to learn in like a more reasonable manner, I actually am affiliate. I'm an affiliate at Game Dev TV, which is a really cool website that has tons of courses and tutorials, and they even do these really cool programs that are really, really useful. You can click that link there, and there's lots of cool stuff in there. Yeah, if you want to write code, then there you go. If you want to write, okay, so if you want to write code, you're gonna have to sit there for 5 hours learning how to, like, what functions do what. That's just that's all there is to it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're gonna struggle with that, because that's what writing code is. That's why I don't like writing code, because I don't want to deal with syntax. I don't want to deal with all that stuff, right? I would rather just plug in the most basic, like, logic and say, yes, this works. But I just want, here's the thing. If you're saying you want to write code because you've heard that blueprints aren't as powerful, or visual scripting is for kids or whatever, and it's not like a serious tool, you're wrong. You're 100% wrong. Like, Fortnite uses blueprints. Like, the whole game was made in almost all blueprints originally. Like, the original game before they moved it to the Battle Royale mode forever ago. That was like all made in blueprints. That was like their flagship blueprint project to see if it was possible. And they did it. They did move a lot of stuff to C++, but now Unreal Engine highly recommends the C++ like foundational work, and then blueprint, like you expand all that with blueprints to like do design work. So it's like Unreal Engine is literally built to use C++ and blueprints together to make your games, and that's the best way to make games in Unreal Engine. But you can make everything in blueprints unless you want to do like super complicated stuff, which I don't. I like making pretty relatively simple games. I mean, then again, my main project is a open world multiplayer RPG, and it is not tiny. It's not a small project by any means. Sorry, spontaneous sneeze. I would pick a game you'd like to figure out how it works. Use AI to then make you a plan to make the game and learn from it. Use the AI as a teacher to explain how the code works line by line. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. I don't know. To be honest with you, like, YouTube tutorials are great if you have a specific thing. If you're like, hey, how do timelines work? You can just follow a YouTube tutorial and like see how they work, right? And with Unreal Engine, that's great, because like there's this guy named Matthew Wadstein who makes a bunch of Unreal Engine tutorials, and they're called like WTF is, and then it has like the node name, and it just explains like very simple systems or features or nodes from Unreal Engine, and like explains how they work and what they are. And those are great. But if you're like, how do I make an inventory system? That's where like I think YouTube tutorials fall flat and they suck, right? And I just don't think I would suggest watching a tutorial on that. But that's where I do think the courses like Game Dev TV come in like clutch. Like those are great for that kind of stuff, right? If you like have no idea how to even build like a game, like you can just watch those courses. They're like full length, like super long courses. They have teaching aids, so you can like post and ask questions like in their forums. They have a Discord where you can ask questions and reference the course you're taking if you need help with it, like things like that. And that's great. I think that's way better than like watching a YouTube tutorial, in my opinion. So as for coding and tutorials on YouTube, it's more about fundamentals. Yeah, once you know the fundamentals, like, so I'm actually talking with GDTV right now to do a program for Unreal Engine, like for beginners. And I'm a firm believer in like just like learning the very basics, like the most basic thing you need to know, and then just running from there and making your game, right? Because like if you go into game development thinking you need to make every single or learn every single thing about your engine, like you need to know how to do like everything in Unreal Engine, you're gonna spend months and months and months, probably years, before you even start making your game, and that's stupid. Like that's just not the way to go about it. So I highly recommend someone just like dive in, learn how booleans work, and then start making your game, right? Like once you understand how the basic logic works, and you're like, cool, I can make it so when I press F my character does this thing, and then when I left click it does this thing, and then I can interact with this thing and it does this. And once you understand that, then you're done. Like start making a game, right? You'll learn more things as you go, because you're going to run into things where you're like, oh, how do I make my character play an animation when I press this? And you're going to learn that thing, right? Rather than like sitting down and saying, okay, I want to make this whole game and I have to learn all these things to make it. It's going to be a lot of work. Anyway, okay, moving on. We should put a material on this ground just so it looks nice. We're not going to. We're going to model the next thing, which is a bedroll. What am I doing? We need a cylinder for this. Oh, I think we're going to do the unrolled one first. That's why. Okay, let's do 10. Sure. And let's do no caps. Let's go a little more narrow for this one, even if it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, just so it's easier to be carried. Set that back how I found it so I don't get upset about it later. We're going to add, we're going to bevel these so we can get 2 different straps from it. Fraction. Perfect. And now we're going to scale these out, or extrude them out, I guess. And now we're going to grab them all and scale them back in for a little bit of style. Now this is the tricky part. I think what we're going to do is we'll scale these in. Let's mirror this. Okay. Why? Okay. I think we're just going to cheat. We're not going to make this like actually like unroll. I think I might do another one. Bevel these. And now we're just gonna cheat and harden these edges. This one too. Looks like a bedroll to me. These could be maybe a little more. We scale them in a little bit. Hello? There we go. I think that's fine. Like we could go in and like make sure this actually like wind or whatever, but I just don't think anyone's gonna notice or care that much. And it's gonna take us like another like 20 minutes, 30 minutes to do that probably. There's like a time and a place for like details like that, and so I don't think this is it. I think this is I think we're kind of at a place where it's like we gotta get this done pretty fast, so we'll keep those things off. And then what we'll do to keep players from noticing that issue. Actually, you know what? let's do this. Let's add a little more detail here to make up for the oh, man. Screw it. Let's try it. Okay, what I want to try is this. We're going to go here and here. Let's turn that back on. If we move these down like this, we can give the illusion that it's rolled. Yep. And harden that edge. And then we'll bevel here. To mess with that, but that's okay. Soften those. Everything I just touched pretty much got softened or hardened. Yeah, that looks good. And we'll do those. That all looks good. And then let's fix our edge worker here. This looks terrible. Cool. And then let's do one more thing. We're going to add a cube. We're going to cut the center out again. This is like such a cool trick. Oh, too many. Hold on. Cut those out. Scale this way down. Add an edge loop here. Pull this out like that. And we'll bevel this and bevel this. Switch over here, do 0.2 maybe. 0.15. 0.1. Scale that down a little bit. Scale the whole thing down a little bit. You know what? We're going to use this to our advantage and just stick it in here. Okay, now we add some thickness to it. You know, this is way too thick. What am I thinking? Be like there. We're gonna add some edge loops through here and here. And then we're gonna do this and merge any vertices that are like overlapping each other. 0.02, 0.05. Yeah, like that. That cleans up the topology for us without having to touch it. One last thing I want to do is do this. Invert that selection so we can delete those edges there. And then we need a cube. We're going to delete this edge. Scale it way down. Get out my face. Grab this, rotate it, extrude out like this. And then we soften. And then one last thing we could do to really like make this pop is do one more cube. I don't know why I'm adjusting this so like specifically right now. Let me just shove this in here. We'll go a little wider. Merge these together. Snap it to the center, duplicate it, mirror it, and X. Boom, we got 2 of them. How's that? Sorry. Let me get caught up real quick. As for coding and tutorials on YouTube, let's see. Well, video is more digestible than reading documentation, but I like reading documentation. It's just not as fun at the same time. Well, now you just need to learn what the heck you want. That's the hack. Yeah. Agreed. Learn what you need to know. It's like trying to learn all of Blender. You don't. Yeah, I've seen people that do though. A lot of people are like, okay, I need to learn everything about Unreal Engine and then I can make a game. And it's like, they don't. I think a lot of people don't realize how much there is to learn. I think it's that whole like, it's like you don't know what you don't know, right? And so a lot of people get into like game development thinking like, okay, now if I just learn this, you know, like if I just learn the entire engine, then I'll know everything I need to know to make this game I want to make. And then that is like their downfall, right? It's just way too much. So, what's up, Ginger Dev? How are you? I'm doing great. As I'm one of Arrow's best buddies, want to try out my game demo. It's only about 15 minutes long and is an incremental but very unique. Not on stream because I'm doing contract work right now, but I mean if you want to send me a link on Discord, I might click it. Maybe. I don't know, I'm very hesitant to try out indie games right now. Like you never know when someone's like had their account hacked and then suddenly they're like, "Oh, I'm friends with this person. Arrow's played it?" Yeah, okay. The fact that you know who Arrow is like that's good. That's a good sign. Yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah, anyway. Let's merge these guys and then we will, I guess we'll just throw material on this whole thing. Material for this is gonna kind of suck because we can't like do a shadow in the place where it needs a shadow. We'll just have to work. Let's try this. Let's do, I want to rotate in what, Z? No, this one? Nope. This one? Nope. This one. Yeah, let's do 45 here. That gets me the best angle, I think, for the, yeah. All right, we're gonna cut here, here, and here. Squish these guys together. What color do we do for the bedroll? Let's do like a... maybe like a teal or something. I feel like we got to do a color other than like earth colors. Everything is like earth color now. I wish I had a little more like washed out color. Could try one of these ones. Too sky blue. Let's try that one, I guess. And then we'll do like leather straps. These can still be red. Or brown, I mean. Yeah, let's go over here. I hate that. Sometimes you like grab them and it doesn't like change the pivot point. Should we do copper or iron on these? Kind of just leaning toward iron. Or we can do gold. Let's do gold. That doesn't really stand out in here, but I think it'll pop a little better in... oh, we can't do these ones, duh. What are we doing? Hold on. Hold on. What? I don't know why it's doing this. How did this... what's happening here? Why is this happening? Is it like... or am I like... is there a second one? Is that what's going on here? Yep. Okay. Okay. Hold on. I don't know how I did that. I must have duplicated it twice. Wait. No, should be right here. Let's actually rotate this around and scale it up a bit. Do this. So these kind of like... yeah, I don't think we're gonna get the effect we want. Yeah, kind of like that. That's what I wanted. I wanted that to just kind of like barely have an edge right there. Okay, that's good. I don't know about the color. I think the color should just be like, yeah, I'm second guessing this color over here. Maybe do like a yellow or something then. Okay, instead. Let's do orange. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe we just do like a more default color. It's fine. Sorry, let me get caught up. Did you make that color palette yourself or get it somewhere? No, I made it myself. This one's mine. It's based on the idea of it is based on Infenzia's palette. I don't know if you've heard of Infenzia. He has a color palette. It's totally commercially free to use and everything. Even in like, it's royalty free. Like you can use it wherever you want. I actually used it for a little while doing props for game assets for the Fab Marketplace or Unreal Marketplace. And then I was like, you know, I really want to do like gradients, and like his just doesn't work for gradients because it's all pixel based, like low poly, like flat. So even though he has gradients in it, everyone is like, it's like a stair-stepped gradient, right? So it doesn't blend. So I was like, I should just make my own. So I did. And this one, like, there's some limitations with this that I would like to fix. Like the washed out colors need to be way more washed out, I think. That's one of the things that I really want to fix. They like you can barely even tell they're washed out. But yeah, other than that, like, yeah, it works pretty well. There's a lot of stuff you can do with it. I use the wood probably 90% of the time, and then the metal, because I make mostly like fantasy stuff. So a lot of the basic colors are just kind of like, why are they even here? The washed out ones would help if they were way more washed out, but anyway, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. And then also I have like a roughness and an emissive map that go with it. So you like, yeah, there's another one too. What is it? Metalness, roughness, and emissive. So between all three of those, you get results that look like this. So I can put like the pot in the, like I UV'd the pot one down here in this dull section down here. And so this is the result we get. And then you have like the axe here, which has metal and dull wood on it. Then the gun is really cool. So yeah, it turned out pretty good, I think. It gives it kind of like this whole style that I do is like very like toy plasticky kind of feeling. We turn the roughness way up on the props here so that it doesn't look as plasticky. It still has a little bit of a plastic feel though. It's still just rough enough to get plastic. Also, I just remembered I have this set too. This actually looks a lot better. Where is the button? Why is it being dumb? There we go. That looks much better. Looks a lot less washed out. Still looks pretty washed out because we have a lot of adaptation, but anyway. But yeah, looks a whole lot better now. But yeah, I think the thing came out really good. Unfortunately, I don't let people use it. I did inadvertently let someone use my palette on accident once. They were making some stuff and I was like, oh, you can just use this palette I have, because I thought they were just making art for their game, and they were showing me the art and I was like, yeah, that's cool, you can use my palette if you want. So I just give my palette to use, and they're like, oh man, this is gonna save me so much time, I'm gonna make so much more money now. And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, oh, I'm selling these assets. And I was like, shit. So I just gave him a license and I was like, yeah, you can use it to like sell, I guess. I don't know, I felt bad like taking it back, but they were just selling an asset pack. So I don't know. I just told them they made sure that they put my license in it and made sure they put in there that they had permission to use it. But hopefully no one else goes and uses it, because I did spend some time making sure it worked really well. Anyway, but yeah, I like the props, or the palette a lot, and it lets me do some really cool stuff. So anyway, cool. I'm happy with this one. Let's get it in and see what it looks like. I don't know, man. I'm still torn on the color. I want to do like a... Oh, I don't think green's a good idea because we're going to have a lot of greens and browns. I want to do something that like stands out, but... Screw it, let's do red. Actually, I feel like we need to scale this down a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Push the wrong button. What's up, Arrow? Did you desperately rivers again? Up to a DM, you can look later. Had to get Arrow to invite me to, as your Discord link just didn't want to work from your stream. Oh, really? That's not good. Oh, you know why? It's discord.com. Wait, why is it going to discord.com? What? Hold on, let's look at that really quick. That doesn't make any sense. Hold on. Commands. Discord. Edit. It's going to discord.gg. I don't know. That's definitely the right link. But when I click it, it goes to discord.com. And then I have to wait, like, try to load it again. Like, it just does this. But if I change this, because it goes, why is it going to discord.com? But if I change it to GG and hit enter, then it works just fine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why that's happening. That's really weird. Also, why is this off center? They like stop scaling after a certain width. It's not even 1080 either, because even in 1080 it's not centered. That's really weird. I don't know. That's weird. I'll have to look at that later, I guess. Maybe it's like the HTTPS or something. Maybe I need to fix that. I don't know. Anyway, bedroll. Now it's a little too washed out. What do you guys think? The gold looks good though. Should we go more red? It's too pink. Yeah, that looks better. I do wonder if the separate. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Didn't do my game. Hope you get a chance to try it. Thanks, Ginger. And I will do my best. What's up, Radigar? It's been a long time since I come and hang out here. Yeah, it has been a while. How have you been? How are things? Okay, what's next on the list? Campfire, bedroll. Oh, we gotta make the... I'm probably gonna make a rolled out version of the bedroll. This is where we want a cube. And we're just gonna do... Do you think we're actually gonna be laying on it? Let's assume we might. So let's make sure we can lay our character down on it. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's round our corners. That's pretty good. Should we make this like... I think I know what to do. I think we're gonna do the exact same thing that we do, and Swords and magic. Can I just bevel that? Oh, I can. Okay, there's those little blow up mattress now. Let's I'm gonna duplicate it. I'm gonna slice it like this. Delete this. Delete that. And now I want to slice again, like right here and here. And here. We're gonna bevel these. We're gonna do a really tight bevel on them. Now we're gonna slice here and here. I guess we'll extrude here. I'm starting to question my methods. Let's bevel both of these. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We can't. Let's bevel them up to this point. There we go. This is too much. Let's get rid of this one. I don't know, we're getting closer. Busy working at Blizzard? Dude, what? That's huge. What are you doing there? I want to work at Blizzard. Can you get me a job there? I want to work on Classic Plus. Can I do that? let's do this. We'll do smooth on it. Squish it down. This is our pillow. Squish it this way. Grab this, squish it. This, squish it. Is that a big enough pillow for our dude's fat head? In all seriousness though, like really congrats on Blizzard. That's huge. It's really cool. Make it a little lumpier. I feel like we could probably bevel this a little more. Let's just bevel this one. And then we can have a little more shape. It's better. I don't know. I still don't like the bed. I feel like we were like I was onto something, and then I don't like how it turned out. What if we like merge these here, here, here? We do the same thing here. Like I like the direction. I just think it needs to be a little less. There we go. I think that's better. Yeah, now we're talking. Let's move this down though. Looked better before. Let's move the whole thing down. How's that sound? Yeah, it's looking better. You know what? Here, let's do this. I have another idea. We need... Stop. We need one more thing. Let's extrude this again. Let's add some thickness to it. Uh-oh, this isn't gonna work. Now let's extrude and add some thickness to it. Now we're talking. This is what I wanted. Now we're talking. Okay, so we have the bottom of this blanket though to deal with. I don't want to like... Uh-oh, we have some weird stuff going on with this. We don't want this. Right? Uh-oh. We have some weird stuff going on here for sure. We'll fix it. Everybody calm down. There, see? Told you we'd fix it. I wonder if this is a big deal or if we just don't worry about it. Maybe we just tuck it into the bed and we just leave it alone. Like, I don't really think this is gonna be like seen anywhere, you know? What is happening here? We screwed something up. Dude. Okay, let me move on. Let me catch up, I mean. Greetings from Brazil. What's up, Eduardo? Make sure to eat and drink some water, everyone. You know what? I should eat some water. I'm a quality analyst on Overwatch 2. I test the art, lighting, collision, etc. for all maps. Oh, that's awesome. How do you feel about DPS Moira mains? Oh man, is DPS Moira still an issue? I played a lot of DPS Moira when I was playing Overwatch before Overwatch 2. I gotta be honest, I really don't like Overwatch 2. My condolences working at Blizzard? Dude, that'd be such a good gig. I mean, I guess it depends on what you're doing, but that sounds like a fun job. Are you trying to get into development stuff, Radigar? Do you do game development? I think this is good enough. I think we're gonna leave the bottoms open. You know what? Oh, let's just fill them in. Let's just fill the whole bottom in, and then we won't have to worry about it. Right? What if we just do this? Oh. Okay, I know why. Delete that. Delete that. Let's... Oh, no. I don't know. Let's do this. Now let's do this. Just trying to clean up a little bit. Okay, I think that covers it. I think that... Okay, almost covers it. Let's just grab all of this and scale it up, or scale it together, and then we'll just snap it like that. We'll just move this in. Move this in. Okay, that's good enough. I don't think anyone's gonna see this from the bottom, but just in case like it gets placed like on the edge of a cliff or something, I just don't want it to look super janky. You know what I mean? Let's just soften this too. There. Now it just looks a lot better. Cool. Now we gotta UV it. Let's grab it all. Let's merge it together. I'm glad we kind of resolved the issues with the... Oh, we have weird things here. Let's actually merge these ones too, just so we're being smart about our poly count here. We're not wasting stuff. It also looks smoother too. Okay. Auto UV. Oh, yeah, I should probably actually Add the material to it. $90, 0, 0, 5, 5. Perfect. That's the best part too, is if you model things in parts like that and don't like merge them together, then you can just, you're just good to go. We need a super like off-white like this. Okay. Just the pillow. Do the same thing here. Maybe we'll just go lighter on it. Maybe we even do like kind of a bluish. Should we do a white pillow? If we're gonna do that, let's do this darker. So it doesn't look yellow. Like I don't want to look like dirty. And then this guy, we should put an edge loop here. Cut that. This will do a white as well. And then this one will do red. We gotta match our bedroll. Too much. Now we're talking. All good? From the bottom it looks like this, which is fine, I think. We could have had like the blanket like hanging off here or whatever, but I just don't think that is that big of a deal. More subtle. Okay. Good enough. If Orca doesn't like it for some reason, we can change it. I'm trying and want to get into it, just don't know where to start. With game development? I hate to like push this again, but this is there you go. That link right there, Game Dev TV, that's actually a really good place to start if you really want to just dive into it. Especially if your goal is to like get into Blizzard, like to work for Blizzard as a game developer one day. That's a really good place to start. But yeah, I would just say start playing with it. Like do it in your spare time and oh, this is way too hold on. What the heck happened here? Both of these. What happened to these? Oh, wait. Wait, what? Oh, I'm an idiot. It's because I had soft select on. I scale both those with soft select on. Derp. Actually, maybe we'll make this, put this in the red. All right, bring that guy in. Cool. I don't know, this looks a little too much like a bed, maybe. Maybe Maybe the mattress is too much. Okay, we're making changes. I think it's too fat. Let's bring it all down more. Want to be more a pad. Okay. And I think the red is too much. Which one? Let's change this one too. I think it needs to be... I think it needs to look like a leather. Or like wool or something, I don't know. Yeah, that looks more like a bedroll. That's better. Right? It was way too much like mattress like. That actually looks like it's kind of like rolled up. You know what would be kind of nice if that bedroll had the pillow attached to it. Not worth it, not right now. You have courses on that? Yeah, there you go. Just start there. Yeah, step one is just pick an engine to start playing with. I would recommend Unreal Engine, or if you're brand new, if you've never done any programming before or anything like that, and you just want to like get started, I think Stencil is really good, Stencyle, and so is RPG Maker. Those are both really good engines to like start and just play around with. The reason is because RPG Maker you can't really mess up. It's sort of like you're gonna make a turn-based RPG and that's it. And so you're just kind of like doing game design. You're not really doing a lot of programming stuff. So it's like a really good place to get your feet wet. But I also like recommend that for like, 10-year-olds starting out. So if you're an adult and like, have like the power to like logic through things, then starting there is probably not the best choice. So I would say the next runner-up would be Stencil. It's actually a game. It's like Stencil is more like a game engine that's gonna like give you a really good place to start. I started there in my early 20s and used that until like my later 20s, till I was like 26 or so, and I switched to Unreal Engine. No, I was older than that. I was like 29 when I switched to Unreal Engine. I've been working in Unreal for almost 10 years now, which is crazy. But yeah, so I think Unreal Engine is like it's the best like big boy engine, right? In my opinion. It has the most features. You can do AAA with it. It's really easy to make indie games in it. The only time where I think Unreal Engine really falls short is if you want to make like puzzle games. Like I'm talking like 2D puzzle games, stuff like that. Like anything in 2D is you're overkill with Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine is really like a character-driven engine. So anything if you want a character moving around and you're controlling a character or controlling a bunch of characters, whatever, Unreal Engine is like my go-to for sure. But if I wanted to make like a puzzle, like a 2D puzzle game or like a blockbuster game or something like that, Brick Breaker, a Brick Breaker game. I got there eventually. I would do like Unity probably or something like that, and I would just learn like C# from it or like something. I don't know. Maybe actually I would probably maybe like go to Godot, or I don't think I'd use Unity. I'd probably use Godot or Game Maker or something like that. I got there. Anyway, okay. We're making progress here. I'm happy so far. I'm starting to think that the wagon probably needs to be a little bigger. Maybe just like, how much should I scale that by? 15% bigger. As long as we can still jump in the back of it, I think that's all that matters. And you know what? I might even like model a little step here. What do you guys think? Like a little step that just like is attached underneath here. Might be a good idea to like add a little step on the back so players can get in and out of it if we decide to go bigger with it. And I think you can definitely fit 4 players in the back of this as long as our capsules are pretty thin. Should be fine. I think it's looking good. Okay, what's next? Tents, supply table, got it. Lanterns. Wood chopping stump. This is going to be interesting. This is where I'm a little concerned. I think what we got to do, I think we need to take like this stump and modify it in Maya and keep our UVs intact, because I don't know, right? Like, I don't think we can make like a stump that doesn't match this. That would be weird. The logs already don't really match it, you know? Already slightly concerned about that. Hell, we could even do that if we wanted to. Let's go see if there's another stump that looks more classic. Got a bunch of stumps. The oak stump is really cool. Oh man, look how big this thing is. That obviously isn't gonna work though. For like a chopping. Maybe we do just make a stump. I don't know. Let's look at, how about we do this? I want to look at this material. We can make this work. What's this? The cut pieces, maybe? I don't know, maybe we just use this piece. I feel like we could just scale it. Maybe we just use it. Maybe we just say we're good. You know? Like, I think that kind of works. We just have a wood chopping stump, just like that. I wish I had my pivot tool. Can you right click and do like it doesn't look like there is an option. I wanted to like make a copy of this with these transforms. Maybe what we'll do is duplicate it. Not that one. Why do I keep trying to do this? What is this? What is FT? Foliage type? Got it. Okay, let's oh, we're gonna mess up our, we have collisions too. That's interesting. Interesting that they just imported collisions as a separate mesh. Oh man, it's almost lunchtime. We could, okay, let's try this. Let's just duplicate this. Let's call this chopping. Let's drag it out here. We're gonna go in here and do, where's our build settings? Build scale, we'll do, actually let's just see what we scale the other one to. 1.3 and 0.6. So we'll do 1.3, nope, hello, 1.3, 1.3, 0.6. Apply changes. Save. I think that's pretty good. I think that's fine. And then we have the same material and everything on it. I mean, it's probably all I would have really done in Maya anyway. I might have cut the bottom off and changed the pivot point. But honestly, even if the pivot stays where it is, it's not that bad. I think that works. And it's got these nice like chops out of it already, so it already looks like it's been used for chopping, which is good. Cool. I'm happy with that. Let's go move on. Let's knock out, we got logs already done. Cooking utensils, lantern and cooking utensils. We're really close to being done with all their static meshes. Got barrels. We could do a crate, a sack, wooden signs. I wonder if he just wants like a generic wooden sign, and when you like look at it, it puts the text on it, or if we're gonna like put a text render on it, or if he wants me to like actually model like text on them, or like an icon, like iconography or something. Like we want like a blacksmith like symbol, you know what I mean? So what game are you working on? Oh, yeah, so this is a game, it's called Trail and Error, I think, right now. I'm not sure. This isn't my game. I'm doing art for it. I've been contracted to do art, so everything you see here I've made except for the trees and the rocks. Including more things. There's lots more than this too. All this stuff. This is all a modular kit as well, so we can like snap this around and build whatever we want out of it, which is cool. Oh, rotation's not turned on. But yeah, it's got all these pieces too. We can build whatever we want. It's like Lincoln Logs. It's cool. But yeah, we got a whole like kit for that, and then a bunch of other random props, and then the characters. And I need to make a bunch more animals and a female version of the. Well, I have all the. I just have to retopologize them all. Different versions of the characters, and then I need to make clothed versions, which I think I'm just gonna like model on some like cuffs and like some like boot cuffs maybe, and I'll probably just texture paint the rest of it. Like I'll paint on like some like overalls and etc. Because we got to do a naked version and a clothed version, because you can technically leave town without clothes on. Like when you start the game, you'll be naked and you have to buy clothes. It's okay. So let me try to explain what this is. It's basically, if you played RV There Yet. Bedtime here. See you later, Kindred. See you later, Red. Appreciate you coming in. Have a good one. Get some sleep. Anyway, if you played the game RV There Yet, it's like a friend slop game. Just like, you know, jump in a game, do a simple objective with your friends, and shenanigans ensue, and that's kind of like the whole point. So we're basically just doing like RV There Yet mixed with Oregon Trail. So the idea is you buy a bunch of supplies, you load up your wagon with physics objects. I'm assuming they're just gonna like bounce around everywhere and fly out of your wagon. You have to pick them back up so you don't lose them. And then you'll have oxen, which can die and fall off cliffs and such. Maybe it'd be attacked by other animals. I don't know. You'll have a gun, so you can go hunting and kill animals to get meat for food. They'll have medicine. You can get sick if you don't wear clothes, or if you're wet or something. I don't know how all the mechanics are gonna work. I'm not doing programming stuff, luckily. Though I have been feeling the itch too, for sure. But no, that's all up to Worka. He's handling all that. I'm working with him, and he's paying me to do all the art. So I'm just under contract to do it, but I'm allowed to stream it. So that's what I've been doing. So anyway, yeah, this is the game so far. I think it's gonna be pretty goofy. I think that's like the plans. Like things are supposed to be like goofy and like silly, you know, and fun. So I think we're making good progress. I wish I could hit play and show you, but for some reason my client or my project has a bunch of errors when I try to hit play, so I cannot do that, unfortunately. So anyway, but yeah, I'm actually gonna probably go get some lunch. It is 1 o'clock, and like I've got a couple more things to knock out, but I think I will do those after lunch. I'm hoping to finish all the static meshes by the end of the day, So I got to do the signs. I got to do a couple like fence post things. I'm gonna do like those classic like oh, I don't know. I don't know how to explain them. They're just like they're like leaning logs with a fence through the middle of them. That's like how they do their fence posts. Those are cool. Probably do some of those. Yeah, get these knocked out today, and then I might even start on level design today, unless I'll probably get back to working on the character stuff and get the rest of the characters done. I basically have to get 99% of this done, 90% of this done by this weekend because I'm leaving for vacation for 9 days. I will have my iPad. I might even bring my laptop if I need to get more work done. But yeah, a lot of this is going to need to be done here soon. I'm probably going to ask Worka if he can like make me a new level to start doing level design, and then just give me the like throw some markers in level, some like target points or whatever we have to do to like mark out like this is where we start, this is where the first thing should be, this is where the next thing should be, this is where the end is. And he did kind of show me an overview, and I could probably do it myself, but I just want to make sure I understand the scope, like how big he wants it to be, and then I'll start doing level design. I'll probably stream that on Thursday. Maybe that's what I'll go. Maybe that's the goal. Is I'll have him set that up for me by Thursday, and then I'll stream level design on Thursday, and we'll just like get the majority of this stuff like chunked out, like done. I have a feeling we're only going to get portions of each one done and not polished up yet, so he can make a trailer. And then when I get back from vacation, I will probably like finish up the rest of the level design. So I'll probably do like the beginning of the game, so he can like build out like a little demo for to show his partner, so they can like decide what they want to handle or how they want to do it, if they even want to like pursue this game and start marketing it. And then I will probably sculpt out other sections of the world just so we have a little bit of everything, a little bit of each biome, so we can make a trailer out of it and make some like interesting spots in those. So I'll probably just like hit like the key points, and then I'll fill it all in when I get back from vacation. So that's the goal. It's like an Oregon Trail style. Yeah, it's like, so it's basically like we're kind of just remixing Oregon Trail, but with multiplayer and like physics items and like goofiness, right? So it's gonna be hard. Like you are like, I think it's gonna be challenging. Like the plan is, I think one full run should take anywhere between like an hour to 2 hours if you succeed. That's kind of the plan, but also like we're assuming the players will fail the first few runs. Like, so it's going to be challenging enough that you'll probably be playing for like 6 to 8 hours before you like actually finish a run, ideally. Will you play that long with your friends? I don't know. We will probably balance all that out, but that's, again, not all that stuff is not really me. Not really I'm just making sure the game looks good. That's all I care about. So yeah, but my plan is to like build a really interesting, fun world that's like really exciting to explore, and like so players like, and I want to make sure the players can like leave the trail enough that like there's stuff to explore, and there's like areas to like go hunting in and stuff, and like the rivers and stuff like that. But at the same time, we want to make sure that it's like not so open world that you can get lost, and like, yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm really excited about it. I'm very excited to do level design. I haven't done level design in a while, and I'm really excited about this. This will be really fun, especially because like I get to do different biomes and get to figure out how to blend them together and stuff. It'll be fun. Anyway, I'm gonna go get some lunch though. I'm hungry. I need the bathroom. You know, it's the usual human things you have to do in between working. Save everything here. You guys have been the best. We have enough viewers to raid if you guys want to raid somebody. I'm not too concerned about it though. We can just end and you can go find things to do. Oh, let's go raid Worka, duh. Derp. All right. Copy. You guys can go see the programming side of this, because he is working on that. Raid time. Thank you so much for hanging out today. I appreciate it. You guys are wonderful. You kept me entertained and asked the right questions, and kept me from going insane. Thank you. It's so nice streaming every once in a while and just having people to chat with and like validate my work, you know, and tell me how amazing I am and how like, you know, beautiful I am and how like cool I am and how they wish they were just like me. So that's why I do it, you know, the vanity aspect. It's nice. So caught the end. Have a good lunch. Thank you, Sato. Appreciate it. I'll be back on Thursday. We'll probably be doing level design on Thursday. And I'm hopefully I'll have all the other static meshes done and hopefully some more characters in, and level design will be like super fun to start working on. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.